welcome to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Our YouTube and Facebook pages, you can catch up with those shows anytime you like if you go to Finding Fairways on Facebook and watch the whole podcast. Cherry Coyne zooming with Fred Altvater from the Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and American Golf Journals. Fred, we had the first week of playoffs at what has turned into a really hard golf course. I remember when they used to pick the TPC Memphis course apart, not so much anymore.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of water there, and it's always hot, so it's always a kind of a stressful kind of deal. It's a real endurance test because of the heat. Every year it's like that, 100 degrees and humid. Of course, you know, we're in Memphis, and that's what you get this time of year. But I don't think we're going to have to deal with that much longer. It sounds like FedEx is going to be out of there. But yeah, I don't know. The greens are really flat, but still they were making some putts. But there were some low scores. I mean, there were some 61s and 62s. So it's a par 70. Yeah, it's kind of funky with the way trees are in some of the holes. Did you see that one hole? They have to drive up, like Scotty has to go way up over this tree to fade it back in the fairway. I mean, it was, you know, it's really, really tight in a couple of holes. And then the par threes are kind of difficult. So, you know, Al Geiberger was the first one to shoot 59 there. So a little easier back in the, what was it, 59, or when he did that back in 60 sometime.
There was a low or a couple low round shot every day, which always happens on the PGA Tour. But you saw Rory hit it into the water 3 or 4 times around.
Rory didn't want to be there. He did not want to be there. That was his penance for not playing 15 events. So he played 14. So Tour said, okay, we won't discipline you, but you got to play in all 3 events, because he would have skipped it. You know he would have.
Has never played well there in the few times he has. I'm just saying, but look at, you know, even Scotty hit it into the water a few times. I mean, they had trouble driving the golf ball on that golf course. Look at, I mean, Oberg does it all the time, but you're talking about the best players in the world. I cannot believe some of the horrible golf shots I saw. What the hell is going on with
Sam Burns knocked himself right out with a double on the par 5. He hits the drive down in the water on the left side over the tree, and he's never heard
hits
of
in the water twice.
Yeah.
And Jordan Spieth, you know, he gets on a roll and then he double crosses himself all over the golf course. It's insane. I don't know how the guy does it.
Oberg and Spieth are absolutely mysteries to me. They're so good. And Spieth just like he goes brain dead for a hole, you know, and he counts on that chipping and putting so much. And sometimes when he hits it, you can't find it, and that's the problem.
Well, the chipping is still amazing. Nobody can get out of situations with, he's the second coming of Phil Mickelson. The places where there's no way that guy's going to make nothing but bogey and he'll make a par or a birdie. But Jordan can't make putts anymore. Not like he used to. He used to, you know, he's going through his Watson phase. If you ask me, Tom Watson made everything for a long time. Then he couldn't make anything for a long time. I don't think Jordan's on the white like Tom was back in the day, but he certainly doesn't have the same confidence in his putter that made him a 3-time major winner.
Let me ask you a question. You think Spieth will win another major? You think he can get his career? You think he's done?
I think there's I don't know. I say no. Okay. Can he get back to the level to maybe play well enough for 4 rounds in a major? My crystal ball says highly unlikely.
You know, and we see this all the time. These guys come out, just like Koivu now coming out, just firing on all cylinders, playing really, really well. And a couple of years from now, guess what? He's going to get married, and then a couple of years after that, guess what? He's got a couple of kids. Guess what? He doesn't practice as much. He's got more responsibilities at home. He's got, and as they get older, they get more business opportunities, so they get involved in business off the golf course. You know what? It just, Jerry, you just don't have time. I mean, we have jobs. We don't get to play and hit balls every day. Same way with these guys. When they get a little bit older, they get a family, they get other interests. They don't practice as much, and it just goes away. Plus, with a pro, just like Jordan, he made so many putts, but then you miss a couple, and then it gets in your head. And then you start trying to guide it, and it just doesn't, that just doesn't work.
We've seen it with Scotty. Now look at Scotty is on his second kid. All right. And he didn't win as much as he normally did. He was right there all the time, and that was a putting thing. But Scotty is not the putter that Jordan Spieth was. All right, let's just face facts. He was a horrible putter a few years ago. He should have won 8 events in 4 years ago if he'd made any type of putts. Yeah. Rory predicted that he would move to the mallet and be better, and he was. And it'll be interesting to see, when you see that display that Scotty put on Sunday, when he plays like that, he's as close to Tiger as anybody ever has been. Will he do that in Belle Reve? And can he do that in Atlanta? All these people are now talking about, well, he's going to win the next 2 playoffs. I highly doubt that as well.
That's the first thing I was thinking of when he was on the front 9. Matter of fact, I texted a couple guys, can he win all 3 of these things? Yes, he can, okay? He probably won't, but he could. So I want to talk about Scotty, too, a little bit more. Second child this year. Only 1 win up until this last week, but 10 top 5s, right? Or top 10s, okay? That's a clear
seven top 5. 7 top 5s, 3 runner-ups, He lost some tournaments that you just were shocked that he couldn't convert.
Yeah. But he played in 17 events prior to last week, made 16 cuts, and all 16 of those he was in the top 25.
Yeah.
Okay. He made $16 million in the regular season. Oh, guess what? Because he led the FedEx Cup, he got a $10 million bonus last Tuesday, a week ago today, in his checking account. Okay. So now he wins. So now that's $26 million he's up to for the year. Now he wins. So that's a $4 million check. Okay. And if he finishes top 5 again next week, he'll get another $20 million bonus on top of the prize money he's going to get. He's looking at 50, and then he's still got the Tour Championship to go, and whatever prize money he gets for that, he's looking at $60 million this year in pocket change.
I wouldn't call, even Michael Jordan wouldn't call that pocket change, Freddie. He would not bet that on the golf course. So I don't know if he sewed up player of the year. It is obviously going to depend, if a Wyndham Clark were to win the next 2 events, or Goddard wins the next 2 events.
What about Matty Fitz?
I don't see. I mean, Fitz hasn't played very well in a while. I understand. You're right. He could, if he wins, he's going to have to finish in the top 5 and win at Atlanta. I mean,
I had this discussion with somebody the other day, and I don't see anybody other than Scotty. Goddard, Fitzpatrick, Clark. Clark won the U.S. Open, but the first half of the year was crap. Okay. And so he's had a good second half of the year, especially after the U.S. Open win. But I don't see anybody, even though Scotty had an off year, he's still the best player, and he's still player of the year to me.
Like I said, well, there goes the rest of this road. That's going to do it for Finding Fairways this year, folks. Thanks for joining us as Fred Altvater has looked into the future and told us exactly what's going to happen.
That's what I'm here for, right?
Yeah, thank you. But the avalanche of want to. This is the thing that I want to ask you about, and we'll get into a little bit more in the next segment, Fred. There seems to be such a desire from most of the golfing public to bring Scotty as the next Tiger, the guy that nobody can beat. And, he's certainly not the same guy as Tiger Woods. He seems to have that drive to be the best player in the world. It doesn't bother him to be the best player in the world. But I'm not in that camp. Maybe I'm in the small side of camp. I like it better when we don't know who's going to win every week?
Yeah, well, the tour needs a strong player because that's what brings the eyeballs for the television. So they need a Scotty Scheffler, they need a Rory McIlroy, they need those guys playing together. It's too bad they don't have Bryson, and too bad they don't have Jon Rahm. That would help too, but we don't have that. So the tour needs that, and so I don't put Scotty. What he's doing is definitely on track. Like Tiger. He's definitely the best player. Okay. He's on track. But there's no way you can put him in the same class. For one thing, he's about 10 majors behind at this point. Okay.
Well, not at this point, but he's a few majors behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now if he goes another 5 to 8 years, dominating, winning 3-4 times a year, adding 1 or 2 majors a year for another 4 or 5 years, yes, he's going to start to get more and more in that conversation for me, but he's not there yet.
When we come back here on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, we will talk about Bryson and Jon Rahm and what appears to be the demise of Live Golf. All that and more here on Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com.
Imagine your ultimate golf experience. There's a good chance it's Michigan's Magnificent 11. 11 spectacular courses from Boyne Golf, varied in both topography and play. Boyne Golf was named the #1 best golf destination in USA Today Reader's Choice 2025. And the Highlands at Harbor Springs is the #2 golf resort in that same USA Today poll. The ultimate golf experience. That's Michigan's Magnificent 11.
There's a moment on the course when everything lines up. The swing, the contact, the result. That's how we approach real estate. At Dean Bach & Company and at Properties, Christie's International Real Estate Collective, we don't guess, we execute. From Traverse City to Harbor Springs, we cover Michigan's Gold Coast with strategy, reach, and relationships that win. Whether it's a lakefront estate, a Gulf side retreat, or your next move, we put you in position to score.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit BaymillsCasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Welcome back to Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Our YouTube and Facebook pages were brought to us by Wild Bluff Golf Course up in Brimley, Michigan at Bay Mills Casino. Jerry Coyne, Fred Altvater. A lot of weird news, Fredo, coming out of Live. There is, according to the new president of Live, there is an investor who is putting in, $500 million to keep Live going, but they are shutting it down the season. We will not see the last event that was supposed to happen here in Michigan at St. John's in Plymouth, Michigan, which upsets me a little bit because that was a great event. I didn't get a chance to go, but everyone I knew said it was incredible.
Yes, I did go last year, and I did like it. I was impressed with it. I really was, and I badmouthed Live for a couple of years, ever since they came around. And I did go last year to check it out, and I was impressed with their live event. They did a really good job. It was a quality event. But to your point, they're not naming the investor. There's some financial partner, some financial group out of New York, in London or something like that. I had the name the other day. I can't think of it right in this minute. But the sticking point to me, my question is, what happens to Bryson's money and John Rahm's money, John Rahm's especially? And my understanding was that the new investor wanted PIF to honor their contracts, so they didn't have to pay that. That might be the sticking point why they're not announcing it, because they want to get that deal done. Because Rahm, if they revoke, or they don't pay him his money, renege, he can walk, right? He can get his attorney and say, okay, let's get out of here and let's go back to the PGA Tour. And Bryson, I think he's at the end of his contract, so he's pretty much used up his money. He could probably walk if you want to, but he seems to be all in. He seems to really like the LIV. So I don't know. We're going to see those guys real soon, Jerry. I think they're going to stick in there, and it looks like the LIV's going to be around for at least another year in some kind of shape or form.
Yeah, in some ways, I understand what Bryson loves about LIV. He can do all his outside activities. You know how many people are following him on YouTube. It's, he's making a fortune there. And I don't think at this stage of the game, he thinks, this is what I think Bryson thinks. He doesn't need the PGA Tour, and he certainly doesn't want to be told what to do by the PGA Tour. That could get interesting depending on the situation. But what is he going to do? Play against a whole bunch of guys named Mo? I mean, who else is coming out of there?
I agree with you on Bryson. I do agree with you on that. I think John wants back to PGA. Rahm wants back to PGA in the worst way. I think he would in a heartbeat if he could get out of that contract. Now, Bryson, I think you're exactly right about that. But what's he going to do about getting into the majors if he doesn't, finish well in the majors going forward? Because he's only got, a couple more years left on his, he's got his third year of his eligibility, and it's a 5-year deal from his last U.S. Open win. So unless he wins another major or finishes high enough in a couple of majors to jump up into the top 50, which is highly unlikely, in just playing in 4 majors a year that are for OWGR points. Yeah, they're getting a few OWGR points now on the LIV, but they're nothing. They amount to nothing, okay? So he's got to play someplace else to get some world golf ranking points. And I don't know what he's going to do about that. If he loses, he can't get into majors, who's going to want to watch him?
Well, I thought he finished in the top 5 in one of the majors this year. That's all he's going to have to. If he gets a top 18 finish in any one of the majors, he comes back on the same major. It'll be interesting. He may look down the road at that, but right now it's not a concern. He's got 2 more years of complete passes into all 4 majors as the U.S. Open win in 2022.
Yeah, I understand, but that can go really quick. That's only 8 events.
I understand.
You've seen him really screw up in a couple of majors this year. He did not play well.
No, he did not play well at the PGA. Well, a lot of guys screwed up at the cricket club.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at Shinnecock, he didn't play that well either there. I don't think he made the cut, did he?
No, he didn't make the cut at the PGA or at the U.S. Open this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the pressure gets on when you get down to 2 or 3 of those left and you say, hey, I got to win one of these or really finish high to get back in next year here. And then the other thing is next year, are they going to pick him for, is the American team going to pick him to be on the Ryder Cup? If you're on the Ryder Cup, then you get, a 2-year exemption if you're on the Ryder Cup to the majors.
Do you?
I think, yeah.
I've never heard that before. So
they like, I forget a couple of tournaments. I was surprised that the majors have some kind of exemption into in the Ryder Cup. And I don't know about the PGA Tour, the President's Cup. He can't play in that anyhow because he's suspended from the Tour, and the Tour owns that. So, but he can play in the PGA and the Ryder Cup.
Well, he's going to make the next Ryder Cup team, almost undoubtedly. So, unless he falls apart,
Look at this year's President's Cup team. Who would you take off of there and put Bryson on? It's a strong team. I mean, I would like to see Koiven or the other kid that won, this Brennan kid that won, or even Thorbjornson possibly.
Brennan is an interesting case. Brennan he beats it. The second half of the season, he's been a force. And he's learned from his mistakes, too. I give him credit for that. Was the leader at 3M, fell completely apart, gets in the back, his nose back in contention the next week, and doesn't finish it that week, but wins the week after that. So that shows a lot of mettle to me.
And Koiven only plays 8 events, and he makes the playoffs. He wins one and makes the playoffs. Yeah. That's amazing stuff. I got to see him a little bit. When he qualified for the U.S. Open in Springfield, Ohio, the Monday after the Memorial. I went over and walked with him a couple holes. He's a real deal, man. He is a really good player, and he's got that fire in his belly. He wants to be good, and I think he will be good.
Well, he's already good, but will he be consistently good?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we've seen a kid 4 years at Auburn. He won every college award twice. Nobody's done that. The Nicklaus and the Mickelson and the Hogan and all that stuff. He wins them twice out of 4 years. He wins the SEC best player in that, 3 out of the 4 years or something like that. He's a stud.
Ben Griffin is number 5 on the President's Cup team. He hasn't played very well this year. I could easily see, I would rather have Bryson DeChambeau than Ben Griffin on my team. Xander's on the team. He's been so-so, but he plays good in these events. Number 12 is Jacob Brigman.
That's the only guy. That's the only guy that you would look at maybe dropping out and bringing one of the young guys in.
You got Bakhtia right behind him, Harris English, Ryan Gerard. Exactly. I was surprised when I was seeing those guys are all ahead of Rory in the FedEx Cup points. Yeah. And I'm like, did Harris English win a tournament this year? I don't believe he did. No. Jacob Bridgman, if he won, it was early in the year. But Tia's all over the map. It's the amount of dollars and how easy it is to get points for just being consistent kind of scares me a little bit on how you evaluate professional golf now, Fred.
Yes, it is. And they're going to change. I just got a note. They're going to change. They're going to weight the Ryder Cup they're going to weight it into the second year. The first year is not nearly as valuable as points the second year. So somebody, if they pop up and have a really good year in the Ryder Cup year, they're going to be on the team.
They've changed that in the past already. It's not.
Yeah.
You'd have guys in the Ryder Cup. Yeah, 12, 15 years ago, you'd have a guy who won a major and finished in the top 5 in the first year, and then is zeroed out, and you have to keep him on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the other reason why they went to what? It's the first 8 qualify, and you've got so many captains' picks and everything else. The President's Cup is different with the picks than the Ryder Cup is. You only get 3 captains' picks for the President's Cup.
No, you still get 6. Get 6. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so only the top 6 are safe, and then those other 6 are all got to be picks. So, like you say, Bridgman, he's the guy to me that's a little bit suspect. And that's where I would maybe replace him with Koiven or Brennan. I don't, Thorbjornson's okay, but I don't think he's quite ready yet. No. But he's going to be a player too. I mean, he was, highly touted coming out of college, and he's just taken a little bit longer to hit his stride. But he looked really good to me in that win that he had. So I don't know, Jerry. It's look at the European team. It's going to be basically the same team they've had for the last 2 Ryder Cups.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, except for which Højgaard is going to play. I hear you there. But I want to ask you one last question before I let you go, Fred. Where is this President's Cup headed? I mean, the international team has got some good players, but I don't see them getting within 4 or 5 points. It's not. It's turned into an exhibition. It is certainly not.
They need to change the format to more like the Ryder Cup, where the European team was weak for so many years, and so they were able to hide guys because they don't have in the President's Cup. Everybody plays.
Yeah.
Okay. You need to cut it down to where there's only 4 matches with 2 guys each, so you can kind of hide some guys. And the only time everybody has to play is in singles on the last day.
That's a good idea.
That's what they need to do, because they're okay at the top. It's just their last 3 or 4 players, their 10, 11, 12 player isn't quite good enough. They're not as good as the 10, 11, 12 of the American team. You know what I'm saying? They're not as deep.
Yeah, I like Kevin Frisch's idea. 8 men, 4 women. So you get all these great Korean and Pan-Asian gals playing on the international team, and then it kind of balances out the power. You get Korda on the U.S. team, but the other 3 gals will really have to play their tails off. I really love that idea of bringing some women into that competition. I don't think it'll ever happen, but
never happen.
Yeah, your idea makes a lot more sense.
What's the kid from Sergio's buddy on the LIV? What's his name? The kid is playing so well over there. He did well on the American tour. I can't think of his name right now, from South America. Would you bring him over for the for the President's Cup? But no, you can't, because he's not, because it's owned because it's owned by the tour.
I don't think one player is going to help the international team here, unless Tom Kim is starting to play better. I mean, some of these guys are playing okay, but we'll have time to talk about that.
The Korean guys, they're all 3 very steady, very good players. Benny An and Im and Siwoo Kim. I mean, those are good players, and Siwoo Kim's been playing well of late. And then you got Adam Scott. He's getting a little long in tooth, but he still plays at a very high level. Jason Day, depends on how bad his back is. So you don't have any Cam Smith anymore.
You go ahead and mouthpiece for him, Frado. We'll talk about it when we get to that. That's at the end of next month. Fred Altvater, tell us where your people can find your incredible golf insights.
We're on American, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan GolfJournal.com. Just MichiganGolfJournal.com, OhioGolfJournal.com. Also, Background Report TV on YouTube, Jerry. You can see my wonderful, beautiful face there.
Well, it'll be a while before we do this again. Fred, thanks for joining me on Finding Fairways.
Take care, man. Always a pleasure.
All right, we'll be back after these words from our fine partners on Up North Sports Radio's Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com.
Twin Birch Golf Club in Kalkaska is preparing for a spectacular golf season, and you should too. The Twin Birch Clubhouse restaurant has quickly become a local favorite, with a lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch menu full of classic favorites, made with the freshest ingredients. See all the affordable membership options at twinbirchgolf.com, or save even more when you purchase Twin Birch Golf at qdealsmi.com. qdealsmi.com. See one of Northern Michigan's greatest golf values at twinbirchgolf.com.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Twin Birch Golf Club in Kalkaska is preparing for a spectacular golf season, and you should too. The Twin Birch Clubhouse restaurant has quickly become a local favorite, with a lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch menu full of classic favorites, made with the freshest ingredients. See all the affordable membership options at twinbirchgolf.com, or save even more when you purchase Twin Birch Golf at qdealsmi.com. qdealsmi.com. See one of Northern Michigan's greatest golf values at twinbirchgolf.com.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of Northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air, and online at shantycreek.com.
The Iron Pig on Old 27 South across from Otsego Lake is open for breakfast 7 days a week from 8 to 11. Sundays from 8 to 2 with a sumptuous breakfast buffet on the weekends. With golf season open, Iron Pig has room for any size golf group, or bring our delicious menu and legendary barbecue to your group. Either way, the Iron Pig has the team and location to make your up north dining experience truly memorable. Visit Iron Pig Smokehouse on Facebook, where we are always announcing new events and menu additions.
Finding Fairways here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGI. Brought to us by Boyne Golf and joining from golf, TR Hollis, the newly minted golf marketing director. TR settling into the position quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just talked about it. It's such a great place to be, and what I inherited is honestly incredible. Just the trajectory of golf, the trajectory of Boyne Golf specifically is so strong. Such a beautiful place to be, beautiful product, and you just can't beat golf this time of year at Boyne.
Yeah, there's so many advantages to your job. Ken told me he was retiring for a few minutes. I'm like, I wonder if I could do that, because on the outside it looks like a great job. I'm sure it's a hell of a lot harder than Ken made it, and now you make it appear, because there's a lot of different aspects that you don't consider. But I did want to thank you so much for texting me last week. James Pyatt winning the Tournament of Champions. James famously a U.S. Amateur winner and a Spartan. I know that makes you happy.
Oh, yeah. Go green.
Yeah. I remember James being up there a couple of years ago. You know, he was just got out of live, really kind of trying to get his golf confidence back. I don't know where he's going to go, but he's a fine player.
He is, and it's interesting seeing those guys just grind it out and try to elevate themselves on the tour, and us to be able to give those opportunities to compete at the highest level is a really cool thing that we do here at Boyne Golf. And to have him here and competing on our courses is pretty cool. So I'm excited to see where he goes.
Yeah, you know, I think that's probably the first time a U.S. Amateur winner has won the Tournament of Champions. You could check the record books. I mean, the list is very illustrious, but, you know, U.S. Amateur is a little bit more of another level.
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. So.
But, you know, as Ken and I used to say, even with having such a big tournament out there at the at Boyne Mountain, you still had 9 courses to fill everybody on.
We did. Yeah, we have no shortage of courses, which is the greatest thing, and no shortage of terrain. So, like, every course you play on is different. They're all held to the same consistent standard, but you get to play and see different scenery, play different holes, and the variety is what we really lean into. You'll never have a trip at Boyne Golf be the same, regardless of even if you play the same course. We reinvest in those courses, improve them over time. It really is the daily creme of golf. It is incredible.
Yeah, there's a reason why USA Today ranked Boyne as the 3rd best golf resort in America. I've been to a lot of them. Other than Streamsong and Sand Valley, I've played every single major golf resort in the country. And the only other one that I think you can even compare it to is Pinehurst, because it has the same number of golf courses, and nothing against Pinehurst, but the terrain is all pretty much the same there in those sand hills at Pinehurst. But as you just mentioned, you got some of the courses that have massive elevation drops, others that are great parkland courses, and then, of course, who's got Bay Harbor?
It is. I know. I keep going back. Yeah, it's the Pebble of the Midwest. It's truly one of a kind. Like, we're so lucky to have that in our portfolio.
Yeah, and you know, on top of that, just the whole experience all the different lodging options, all the different dining options, and then sitting in, Petoskey Harbor Springs area. You could fly into Traverse City, get there super easily. I mean, there's just, I don't know if there's a hole in the bucket when it comes to Boyne Golf.
Yeah, and it's how easy it is to get here, just end to end, 22 markets flying in direct to Traverse City, easy to get here, easy to get to our courses within a very small radius, our 3 resorts. And then once you get here, to your point, like I talk about golf specifically, and there's a lot to talk about with Boyne Golf, just how great our courses are, the consistency of agronomy, the variety of terrain. But in addition to that, our lodging options, food and beverage, they are top notch. Like your golf is going to be incredible, but everything else is so good too. Your stay, the cities, you can't beat Petoskey, you can't beat Harbor Springs, you can't beat Boyne City. They're all so unique, such cool lake towns, and your end-to-end experience here at Boyne Golf is just one of one.
And we didn't even mention the great personnel. When I played at the Epson Tour Pro-Am, I had breakfast at the Highlands there, and the staff was just so accommodating, coming by with the coffee. How's your meal? No matter where you step into the pro shop, everybody just has a smile on their face, and they make that experience. It's like up north hospitality, right? On top of great golf.
It is. I know people talk about Southern hospitality, but you got to make a trip up to Northern Michigan. It's truly one of a kind. It is so cool to experience it, and it's like stepping into a different world almost. It's pretty cool.
It is. I miss that living here. When I used to come up, and maybe you have the exact same experience. But when you drive up north, from living downstate, whether you're living in Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids, you get to a certain point here and the air is different and the atmosphere is different. That's the one thing I miss about living here full time, is I don't get that release valve when I drive through West Branch.
Exactly. That's, yeah.
And you get up in the morning and you've got golf courses ahead of you, and you don't have to worry about a thing because Boyne's got the whole enchilada covered, whether it's getting your bags to the next course. Every part of the experience is seamless.
It is. No, the team does an incredible job, truly.
Yeah. And I know Joe Charles will watch this, so I don't want to leave out having a world-class golf training facility on top of everything else.
No, it's a good, I know, and it's something, yeah, we definitely need to highlight, because it's like our courses are incredible. Our courses, like I keep talking about the variety of terrain, but to your point, just people wanting to learn the game or even enhance. Our academy is incredible. Like Joe and that team, they are top notch. Like every visit that either I schedule or a group comes in, all of them want to have a lesson with Joe or one of our great pros. And everyone leaves with such great things to say and improvements to their game. So
yeah, Dave and JR, the whole team over there is fantastic. And they have like different disciplines. Like, JR is a great players teacher. Joe is so good with kids and women. There are so many women and children running through the golf academy now. I know Joe and the staff there is super proud. I think they've had 4 different players now that have gone to the finals of the drive, chip, and putt, which, he talks about that to me all the time. Did you see Billy out at Augusta? It was amazing, So everything is, I like I said, there's not a hole in the bucket when it comes to Boyne Golf, other than the fact that sometimes it's hard to find a tee time on the weekends.
I know. We're filling up. That's why I keep saying book ahead of time. Like the best trip you will have is one booked ahead of time. So yeah, to get those hard to get tee times, weekend tee times, book in advance. But to that point, we have 11 amazing courses. Dune Bray, the short course, backyard at the Highlands. Like truly, it is a incredible one-stop shop to customize your perfect golf experience. So
yeah, there are still some weekends available for lodging and golf in the fall, as we're going to have another great fall golf season here. But I would be remiss if I wouldn't tell our listeners and our viewers that 2027 is already open for booking, and those numbers are looking pretty strong.
they are. Yeah, I would if you're thinking about coming up here in 2027, get ahead of it now. Yeah, boynegolf.com and book your trip now, and the earlier you can book, the better trip you will have. I can confidently say that.
There you go. Well said, TR. BoyneGolf.com for the best golf resort experience you can find. Forget number 3. We know who's number 1.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
All right. That's going to do it for us here on Finding Fairways, as we like to say. Find a fairway of your own, stick a peg in the ground, and pound it down the middle. How about at number 1 at the Moor?
I know. It's yeah, I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. you hit it down the middle on number 1 on the Moor, and you're setting yourself up for a birdie.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thanks, TR. Good. We'll
Good.
see you next weekend.
Thanks, Jerry. All right, we'll see you.
Imagine your ultimate golf experience. There's a good chance it's Michigan's Magnificent 11. 11 spectacular courses from Boyne Golf, varied in both topography and play. Boyne Golf was named the #1 best golf destination in USA Today Reader's Choice 2025. And the Highlands at Harbor Springs is the #2 golf resort in that same USA Today poll. The ultimate golf experience. That's Michigan's Magnificent 11.
There's a moment on the course when everything lines up. The swing, the contact, the result. That's how we approach real estate. At Dean Bach & Company and at Properties, Christie's International Real Estate Collective, we don't guess, we execute. From Traverse City to Harbor Springs, we cover Michigan's Gold Coast with strategy, reach, and relationships that win. Whether it's a lakefront estate, a Gulf side retreat, or your next move, we put you in position to score.
The Iron Pig on Old 27 South across from Otsego Lake is open for breakfast 7 days a week from 8 to 11. Sundays from 8 to 2 with a sumptuous breakfast buffet on the weekends. With golf season open, Iron Pig has room for any size golf group, or bring our delicious menu and legendary barbecue to your group. Either way, the Iron Pig has the team and location to make your up north dining experience truly memorable. Visit Iron Pig Smokehouse on Facebook, where we are always announcing new events and menu additions.
Quit wasting time putting around and meet us at Wild Bluff Golf Course in Brimley, Michigan. Wild Bluff is a championship golf course with breathtaking views overlooking Lake Superior, with a full-length driving range, chipping area, and large putting green. Visit our fully stocked pro shop for featured golf apparel and equipment, or come to the loft to wine and dine like a pro. Like us on Facebook or visit baymillscasinos.com for more information. Your fairway to heaven starts here.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Grandview Golf Club in Kalkaska has set the standard for the best value golf in northern Michigan. Grandview has all the amazing golf vistas you expect in the pricey resorts without the pricey. Incredible season membership rates and ladies and men's leagues are now forming. Visit GrandviewGolfNorth.com to play your new favorite track. The newly renovated clubhouse with full bar and simulators is open and makes Grandview Golf Club an unforgettable golf experience. Call 231-258-3244 to play today. On WGRY, our YouTube and Facebook pages. Jerry Coyne is zooming in to Doug Bell's office at American Dunes. Doug, good morning. How's things there in, what is it, Grand Haven?
Grand Haven. Jerry. We're having a great day. The sun is out. It's not humid. It's not raining. It's been a very interesting summer with weather. It just seems like we've been hot and humid and gray and cloudy a lot of days, but this week the humidity broke, and we've got a double shotgun out there right now with the Grand Rapids Griffins.
Really?
9 o'clock shotgun, 3 o'clock shotgun. They have so many players that want to play the course. So it's a great day. It's a great day for them. It's a great day for us at American Dunes.
Yeah, hockey players love to play golf, so I'm not surprised that you have a busy day on the tee sheet with the Griffins and probably some really good play.
We do. And besides that, it's been a great summer. It truly has. We have been blessed and overwhelmed. Even on those gray, cloudy days, and hot, humid days, we have been full every day. So I hope the folks that have come and played have enjoyed it. We've gotten some great feedback that the course is in wonderful condition this year. So it's all good here.
It's probably, those hot, humid days playing firm and fast. That golf course doesn't need to get much harder as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you need to come see it. The only thing I was going to say, the only thing we haven't seen down here this year is you. You got to come down.
I'm going to talk to you about a date at the end of October.
Perfect.
Speaking of October, I just saw, the date that I'm looking at is right after your collegiate event.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if you're coming late October, we're going to see thousands of people between the college tournament and you. The college tournament plays on the Folds of Honor Collegiate plays on Labor Day Monday, so early in September, and then that Tuesday and Wednesday. So some of the best programs in the country are here: 15 men's teams, 12 women's universities, and we're looking forward to it.
That's September. I guess I had my dates transposed. When I was looking at it, I thought it said October, but no, that's September. That Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah. Yep. Labor Day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Doug, is that the only collegiate event where women and men are playing the same course at the same time?
Jared, that's a great question. I don't have a perfect answer for you on that. Initially this tournament was just men for the first 3 years. And then the last 2 years we've had the women's teams in. The men have 15 teams here because that's what the required team count needs to be to have official rankings. The women came with 15 the first year, but it was just too many golfers. And several of the coaches got together on the ladies' side and said, let's reduce our field to 12. That's all we need to have it be a legit tournament. So we have 15 men's teams and 12 women's teams. And the play now moves around just efficiently enough to get in that TV window with the Golf Channel.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of great golf courses in America that are now getting exposure through college events like American Dunes to give, a nationwide perspective on just what a great facility you have. We've seen the Walker Cup playing at Seminole and Cypress. Courses that we've never had the opportunity to see before, very difficult to get on. It's got to be great for American Dunes because anybody can play there.
You're absolutely right. During the event, I think I always go back to this. So 3 years ago, first year it's on the Golf Channel. They did a wonderful job. The golf course presents fairly well on television.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
And I've got a friend that was sitting in a bar in Fargo, North Dakota, having lunch, and we're on that. He said, "Buddy, your golf course looks great. I'm having a burger at this bar in Fargo on a business trip, and it's on every TV in this bar." So it's interesting. It's awesome to hear that. When you consider college baseball, softball, field hockey, regular hockey, football, obviously, all those sports are on television now. So to see golf start to finally be recognized at the collegiate level and the amateur level on several options on television, it's awesome.
Now, ESPN has done a fantastic job of exposing collegiate golfers, and a lot of these guys are coming out of college. You can actually earn your way onto the PGA Tour if you play well collegiately. There's a point system to do that. So, and more exposure of golf and great golf courses like American Dunes. As I said, there's a lot of great golf courses in America that you can't get on, but American Dunes, anybody can play. All they have to do is get to Grand Haven.
That is true. And if you're thinking this year, let's get on the phones quickly because we're running out of days and we're running out of times each day that are currently available. So now booking out into the end of September and October. So love to see you.
Do you have a hard close date?
Veterans Day, November 11th.
Oh, that's right. It always is Veterans Day.
Yeah. Rain, snow, sleet, sunny 40-degree weather. We're going to be here because there's a heck of a party in our bar on Veterans Day.
The Cavu Bar is it's part of the American Dunes experience. Is the Walk of Honor, the Cavu Bar, the golf course, and then the playing of taps.
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I played Oakland Hills last week, and one of my caddies had just played American Dunes and was raving about it. And I'm like, yeah, well, it is. I don't know if there's another golf course in the world that has the full experience that American Dunes does, especially if you're a patriotic American.
Well, we hear that all the time, Jerry, that it's more than golf. I played with a very good friend of mine that lives over in the Royal Oak area. First time we'd had a chance to play golf in 30 years together. Longtime friend. He took some time off. It just didn't work, but he came over last Friday and played. We had a wonderful day. Had a couple other staff members join us, and I got to watch his eyes for the first time. Like, it was his first time arriving, walking through the memorial. It was his first time in the golf shop, the bar, the course. So it's interesting to play with somebody and watch them take it all in and watch the emotion throughout the day, whether it's the videos on the golf carts, whether it's the plaques that they can read about our heroes that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And then the golf itself, he just kept saying, I can't believe how beautiful it is. It's just, we had a perfect day. So it was very nice. So, the golf course is getting more and more of a ranked reputation. It's pretty good. So people are telling us. So I've always said this, Dan Rooney, the visionary, and Mr. Nicholas are proud that this product that they created is in Michigan and in West Michigan. It just adds to the lore. I mean, you went to Oakland Hills and played, right? Whether it's private or the public resorts up north, there's a pretty good variety and history of golf, and to have this kind of blend in with those and just be another part of a trip to Michigan is what we're proud of.
I couldn't agree more. I always kind of, the last 3 years when I've come down there, I have that same experience, Doug. I'm taking people that haven't been there yet. And, we walk through the walls of honor there and into the bar, and there's just a feeling, you can't put a finger on it. I'm sure it's St. Andrews has the same kind of feeling. You get there, and it's just different than playing golf. And talking about the great golf courses, resorts in Michigan, it always seems, because I'm down that way, that we play Harbor Shores and American Dunes. It's a great 1-2 punch. There's a few other courses in the area that you can combine that with to make just an amazing golf trip with your buddies. And the funny thing is, they're both Nicklaus courses, and they're both open to the public. You
That's
don't
right.
see a lot of that.
Yep, you're right. So it's I spent a lot of time in northern Michigan. I worked the resort business and getting golfers. Once the golfers call you and say, hey, I want to play 8 rounds of golf or 6 or whatever the number is, then you try to piece together the puzzle for them. I just had that call from a group coming out of Texas next year, and they're like, we want to fly into Grand Rapids. We want a home base there. The purpose of the trip is you guys, so we want 36 with you, but can you help us with about 4 other golf courses? And again, I'm like, thanks for letting me know now for next year, because we can make this happen. So it's still, Michigan is attracting people from all over. And I know you're up north, and I know there's awesome tracks up north, but we're doing our part to hold the reputation together down here in the southern and western part of the state.
And no doubt, when we were there at American Dunes last time, we were talking to some guys who were coming up from Chicago, and their next stop was Boyne. So they just got done. We were in the Cavu bar, finishing our round, and so were they. And they were getting ready to hop in the car and head up north. And I know that's not an uncommon experience either.
No, you're absolutely right. And you know what we've seen this year too, this summer a lot, Jerry, is guys are coming across from Wisconsin on the two ferry options.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they're either coming from Milwaukee over on the high-speed ferry into Muskegon, or they're up near Manitowoc in Wisconsin, and they're coming across to Ludington. And they're either playing us and doing one of those to get back over to Wisconsin, or they're coming across and working this side of the state. So another option for the people over there.
Yeah, and just for our listeners that are looking for that trip, especially, when I'm looking in October to come down, the weather's a lot more iffy in northern Michigan than it's going to be in Grand Haven or Harbor Shores in October. We get 10 degrees difference and probably a much better window of golf. But you've got the courses at Gull Lake and a lot of other options where you can come down and play those 4 or 6 courses that you're talking about to have your last golf trip of the season and still be in the state of Michigan.
You're absolutely right, and we'll help with that. If this is the goal to play us, and somebody even just wants something, give me an idea. How many rounds, a price range? Do you want to go low, high? Do you just want something to warm up with? We've got a group that we work with, a group of courses down here, so we're always willing to impart that knowledge and help somebody.
I cannot ever get off my conversation with you about talking about the hidden beauty of all the gear, the wearables, the merchandise that American Dunes stocks. You see guys with golf bags on their shoulder and then gift bags in their hands when they're heading out the parking lot.
It's awesome. Our head golf professional, Ian Ziska, does a great job. He's been recognized nationally for what he does on the merchandise side for buying. And every day it's the golf shop is full. The people are leaving happy. It's a red, white, and blue collegiate type feel. Yeah, we're doing okay with some swag. You can come here and get some swag.
Yeah, well, I never leave without swag. And, the thing is like, what don't I have in my collection? Oh, yeah. But for those of you who might not make it to American Dunes this year, you can go online and do the shopping for the holidays, for birthdays, for the golfer in your life.
You absolutely can, whether it's just picking up a gift card for next year for somebody for a special event, like you mentioned, birthdays or holidays, or you'll see this time of year, you'll see a limited selection online just because we're moving through stuff so quickly that we keep the core items on there with high volume. But as we move into fall season, you'll see that selection get larger. But yeah, you can always we ship every day, so happy to help if we can.
Doug, you continuing the entertainment in the Cavu bar on the weekends?
We do through the second week of September, Thursdays and Fridays. So we'll go through the second weekend in September, and that's it for the year.
Okay. I know those are very, very popular. You've got the whole area that comes in, whether they're playing golf or not. The food is fantastic, and the camaraderie in the Cavu bar is unmatched.
You never know who you're sitting with. We teach PGA Hope classes here as well, and I sat down at the bar after our first fall session last week on Thursday. I was having a sandwich with one of our students and saw 2 young men across the bar from us, and they were just enough words were said. I raised my voice and I said, "Guys, I hope you enjoyed your day. It sounds like it was your first trip here." And they said, "Absolutely." And they were up from Mississippi. Where are you from? Mississippi. What do you do for a living? We fly F-18s. So two guys, I won't tell you their call signs because they're quite interesting. But they moved over and sat with us, and we had a 1-hour conversation with 2 guys that just stepped out of the cockpits of F-18s. They're flying other aircraft now, but they were just deployed, and they could not wait to get here to play golf. And
Yeah, it is such
that's
a
what's really
special
cool.
place.
That's what.
Yeah, no, it is. You're right about that. Like, and that whole congeniality exists in the bar after your round. All 4 times I played there, I've run into somebody. They talk about how great the golf course is, or how surprising some of the stories are. Every hole is an honor to Jack Nicklaus and one of his majors, and those stories are great. There's just, it's just like I said, it's an experience. It's not a round of golf.
Yep. So come see us, folks.
Doug, what's the how do they make those reservations before we run out the golf season?
Best thing to do now is to call us. You're always welcome to email us, which you can find on our website at americandunesgolfclub.com. You can still book online. You can still email us, but groups of 4, 2, 3 singles, call us. Very first extension is number 1. All of our numbers are on the website. So start with our web and then find your way to our phone number.
All right, Doug Bell, thanks so much for being a part of Finding Fairways all these years. I really appreciate it. That's going to do it for us here on Finding Fairways this week. As we like to say, find a fairway of your own, preferably number 1 in American Dunes. Stick a peg in the ground and pound it down the middle. We'll see you next week here on Finding Fairways, brought to us by BoyneGolf.com.